President Trump in his Truth Social, even though I need my glasses to read it right now, my representatives had a long and productive meeting with the Israelis today on Gaza. Israel has agreed to the necessary conditions to finalize the 60-day ceasefire, during which time we will work with all parties to end the war. The Qataris and Egyptians, who have worked very hard to help bring peace, will deliver this final proposal. I hope for the good of the Middle East that Hamas takes this deal, because it will not get better. It will only get worse. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, guys, listen, I truly believe that this is what President Trump wants. I believe that he wants to secure his legacy as having brought peace to the Middle East. And frankly, what he's done in the past with the Abraham Accords, what he's done with nuking, and yes, he did nuke the nuclear plant, Natanz and Fordo and Isfahan. So the nuclear program, the nuke program of the Iranians, it's going to take years to rebuild. I was reading a Wall Street Journal column earlier today. Severe damage done. This is not something, as much as the media would like you to believe, this is not something that's going to be able to be rebuilt in months, weeks, months, or even a year. It's going to take several years for them to get back to the level which they were at. And quite frankly, if they do decide to start ramping up production, the Israelis can strike them again. The United States, if Trump sees fit, can strike them again. I do believe it's in our best interest. And having said that, I'll say this. Guys, we do have to understand who we're up against, and a lot of people don't like to hear this, but you got to hear it, especially if you're in love with truth, and especially if you want to defeat the left, especially if you want to defeat or secure the West, I should say. I'm not convinced that we'll ever be able to strike a deal with Hamas. I think the best deal you can strike with Hamas is to figure out which bullet you want to use to kill them, simply because you do have to understand that these people have a different worldview. And I do think that one of the things that Americans tend to get wrong in foreign policy is we project our worldview onto them. And I think that's a dangerous mistake. Now, what's fascinating, and I think why Trump has been so crucial and important and honestly amazing in his deals with the Middle East, is because he has found those countries where the people are willing to work with us, where they're willing to say, you know what, we're still going to be, little dictators in our own country, but we're going to allow our people some more freedom and stuff like that. And we really want our nations to be richer, wealthier, more prosperous. You can work with those people, even on a secular level. It's going to be much harder with people like Hamas. And even I'm skeptical about the Qataris, but it's going to be virtually impossible with people from Hamas. Thank God Israel has basically killed pretty much all of the leadership, simply because these people have a different worldview. They believe that America is the big Satan. They believe that they believe that Israel is the little Satan. So it's going to be a harder road to hoe. But hopefully this ceasefire will maintain. Certainly, I want peace for the Israeli people. Certainly, I want peace in that region for the Middle East. I do not want to be drawn into any Middle Eastern type conflict. I love the way President Trump fights his foreign policy style, particularly in the Middle East. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and tap that booty, and then I'm going to go ahead and get out. Exactly what he did to Iran. And I do believe, for any of you that might disagree, that, I believe that it was in our national interest to make sure that Iran doesn't have nukes, simply because they do believe that we are the great Satan. And what do you think they were going to do with the ICBMs? Do you think they were just going to shoot those off in the region? No, those international ballistic missiles were intended for the United States of America. It's as simple as that.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.